So, to the main points again. Merseyside's chief constable has said lack of the right equipment nearly lost him the battle for Liverpool. And some of Britain's top policemen are in Northern Ireland to learn about riot control. In Warsaw, Polish communists have begun their historic congress on their country's future, but couldn't decide how to pick their leader. And that's the news tonight, so from me, good night.
Good evening to you. Well, we're still in these westerly winds, quite moist westerly winds that are fetching a good deal of cloud across the country. They did today, except in the Channel Islands where there was a lot of sunshine really today. The only organised area of rain was on this wave that formed on the warm front tonight. It gave rain in the Midlands, then across East Anglia and the southeast. It's moving away eastwards. Then these other fronts are fairly thin features until we get to that fella that'll probably bring some organised rain again late on tomorrow. The satellite picture shows both areas. There, just over East Anglia, the thicker rain that's moving away eastwards, as I said. The cloud out west is fairly thin, not giving much apart from a little drizzle. Some fog forming in the southwest there. The next rain coming on that band of cloud. So during tomorrow, it looks as though the western side of the country will be the cloudiest area. A little bit of brightness getting through from time to time, but fairly cloudy really. Patch or two of drizzle here and there. Before the day's through, some rather more persistent rain in Northern Ireland there. On the eastern side of the country, not so much cloud about. It'll be a fair sheet, but there'll be sun coming through from time to time. The temperatures perhaps not quite as high as they were today, but not really much below what they were today. And then the outlook, little rain about to start with, but then fresher, brighter weather. Good night.
The Royal Wedding. And the BBC installs the microphones for television, radio, and the world.
I shall dangle wires right from the triforium area down from there with just two little microphones on the end of it, and they will actually pick up the marriage ceremony from the Archbishop and the Prince and Lady Diana.
That door, how narrow is it? We can get lights through there?
Oh, you can get lights through there, but it'll be tight.
You may wonder why we need a designer for the Royal Wedding in a building like this. It really is to make all our technical equipment and scaffolding rigs look as inobtrusive as possible.
If you think of the different processions, the orchestra in the North Transept, the choir, the trumpeters and so on, it's very important to see everything that is happening, and that's one of the great advantages of television. We're not limited to just one seat in the nave.
The Royal Wedding on BBC Television.
On BBC Two shortly, Maybury, and another episode in the fictional series about a psychiatric unit in a major hospital, starring Patrick Stewart as Dr. Roebuck. This is BBC One. Tonight's documentary, War on Crime, concerns itself not with the police role in the recent public disorders, but instead examines the continuing problem of everyday crime, and how the police have been controlling it in recent years.
There is a red flag.
A police patrol, one of hundreds operating in the streets of Britain's cities. This happens to be Plymouth. Vigilance is what we expect if the police are to provide constant protection from an ever-present threat.